I think it started when I was married about 8 years ago. But it really got bad. I managed Corral West Ranch Ware for 10 years. And when I was managing the store here, I was pregnant with my son, and he was due in December, and in November we were closing our doors and we liquidated. And by my son was born in December, and by January our doors were closed and I was without a job. And then I was in my house at the time and I fell and I tore my rotator cuff. I passed out actually. And this is when he was like 3 months old. And I had to go in, and I didn't have insurance anymore because we didn't have any benefits once they closed their doors. And they gave me, of course, a lot of pain medication. And I continued taking the pain medication. It made me feel better. I couldn't find a job. I had a newborn baby. I didn't know what to do with myself. My job was my life. It basically identified me. And then I just found myself addicted to pain meds and loving them and getting them without having a prescription. I wasn't seeking them so much at first. I enrolled into college in 2009 in that spring and started going to college. And within a year, I think I was in college a year, I was taking enough morphine and hydromorphone to kill a person my size. I was at home and I lost my cell phone, and I lived out of town in Warden at the time. And so I got in my car and put the kids in there. My daughter was 7, Lexington was 1, I think.
I'm sorry, you're 7 and 1?
Yeah. And we got in the car and started driving on Highway 312 so I can go get a replacement phone, and I fell asleep at the wheel. And I rolled my car into the ditch. And I never woke up till I was in the hospital. And it was, when I was in the hospital, when I came to, I saw my brother standing there, and a good friend of mine, my mom had called. My mom and dad, I guess I was able to splurt off my parents' phone number, so they called them, and they came and got my son and my daughter. And when I came to, they told me what had happened, and the highway patrolmen were there, and they wanted blood. They didn't ask me to blow. I wasn't drinking, anyway, but I honestly still in denial because I went home and didn't go to jail that night. But when I got home, it was probably me and my brother got in a big fight because he'd been protecting me for a while. He lived with me. And I dropped to my knees, and I just couldn't believe what I'd done and with my kids and what could have happened. And even though I wasn't willing to admit it to anybody else, I knew in my heart I had a huge problem. So the next day I was willing to go to inpatient treatment, and I changed my mind because of college. I was on Christmas break from college. And I guess getting sober and getting right wasn't more important to me at that time. I thought I should be able to do it on my own. And I tried, and it didn't work. I tried everything I could other than going to treatment to quit. And I didn't quit completely. But from that day on, my daughter, when I would drive, just would, if I blinked, she was scared I was going to fall asleep. She'd say, "Are you okay, Mom? Are you okay?" If I took ibuprofen, it's definitely traumatized my children. And then to not ever address it, or to not, just to be in such denial that it's just not real, and it is, but it's just not. As long as nobody else in the world knows that you have a problem, then it's not real. And that's why when I went to jail and did the jail-based treatment, that's how I started this program, I was forced into having, it was a relief because everybody knew finally, and I didn't have to say a word. All I can tell you is this is not something that you can quit on your own. Pills are harder to come out of than anything I've ever done.